I love when companies take feedback, and I also love when they respond to what you want to see. Ask and you shall receive. That has been the case with Uniwigs, and today we're going to be looking at a wig because that's what you asked me to show, and they responded to that. Uniwigs and I started working together in August of 2022 when they first sent me a hair topper from their line, and since then we've tried different toppers together. I've done some reviews, we've done 2 lives together, and I became an education ambassador in November of 2023. So when I got my last shipment of wigs for review, many of which I send back, some of which I get to keep and do more follow-up reviews on because they want me to be able to show you how they perform after washing, after drying, after styling, and all of that. I asked if I could get my hands on a wig because I knew that for the live, some of you wanted to see wigs. You've been telling me that in DMs. And so they sent me Charlotte. So that's who we're going to look at today. I'm going to unpackage her, talk about the details, throw on my head, and we'll see what you think. So Charlotte is a 20-inch long wig. She is in the color Champagne Luxe, which they describe as an icy blonde with a beige blonde and dark roots. And if you've been with me for a while, you know that I really do like a well done root or dimension in a piece because as a brunette girl who likes to play with the blondes and the bronze, it allows me to do that. And the same is true vice versa. If you want to go darker than your hair color, having the dimension really helps to pick up your bio hair if you do have bio hair that you plan to blend inside. So this piece is listed as 150% density. And as I said already, she's 20 inches long, and Uniwigs is always very generous with their length. So you know that you're getting a good amount of hair when you place an order. She has French lace and she has an entirely huge free parting area up here. So we're looking at a substantial, like over your entire head, you have the ability to part, and you also have lace that extends from ear tab to ear tab. So that means you're going to have a natural looking part line all the way down to your ear. Now this was sent to me in a medium, and I am a true small at 21.25 inches. So you're going to see that it is too big for me, but if it was sized correctly, it's absolutely to me a glueless wig and would probably fit me like a glove. And I'll show you why in a second. Let's take a look at the rest of the cap though. It does come with a comb at the nape, which I personally love because I have one of those really flat heads and everything kind of rides up. But with a wig grip and my little bun here, a comb will just stick in nicely and prevent any slippage at the back. It also has adjustable ear tab or adjustable adjusters at the back of the nape, as well as combs on either side instead of clips, which I think is great because I'm not a huge fan of clipping anything into this part of my head. It's just way too sensitive. She does come with uncut lace, so you're going to be able to cut her at whatever length suits you best. And as I said, she has a decent amount of rooting. So if you're new to the wig world, completely new to the wig world, and maybe that's you if you've been following me for information about toppers, the advantages of having a lace top wig mean that you can part your hair, as I said earlier, anywhere in this section, which is really cool. So you can see how the parting takes on whatever color is underneath. So if I stick my hand under there, I get a really realistic looking part. That of course will disappear if I put this on top of my dark hair. So you can see I've got a lace wig grip, so that will help to lighten this area. But what I can also do is get some scar tape, and Uniwig sells it at a really good price. And I can put scar tape wherever I intend to part the hair on the underside, and that will always keep that realistic looking part. So that's a really handy thing to do. Just to show you how easy it is, I actually went and got some of my Uniwig scar tape. So I'm going to put a piece on for you to see just how easy it is to create that natural scalp illusion. So you can order this when you order a wig or a topper. If you get a lace topper from Uniwigs, they come individually cut and ready to go. So you can see it's very skin-like in terms of texture and color if you have beige skin. Then I just peel it off, and I'm going to put it on the underside of my wig right where I want that part. I think I might have to do this off camera and then show you the result. Just a second. All right, back Jack, that took me about 2 seconds. So you can see here now there's just this right in there is where I put the scar tape, and it ends about there where I would be cutting my lace if I was cutting this. Now I have to return this wig, so I will not be keeping it long term, which means I'm not going to cut the lace, but I'm going to show you sort of what it would look like if I did cut the lace. So to put it on, I'm going to grab onto the nape, sort of dive into it. And then when I go to adjust, I always want to do it by holding on to the ear tabs, not pulling at the lace itself. Get it into position and you're done. That's it. It's so easy. Look, the hair is so long. I can't even get it all into the shot. That's how long and beautiful this hair is. So as I said, this wig is a little bit big for me, and you can tell just because it's actually covering, it covers my ear. So that's how you know it's too big. If it was a small, it would not cover my ear. So what I'm going to do, just to show you how it should look, is tuck it behind my ear. But really, if this was well sized for me, it wouldn't hit that low. And then what you would do if I was keeping this is go in and cut the lace just along the edge. So you want to leave about 1/4 of an inch or so. Some people cut it really, really close. You're going to cut just along that hairline all the way. And by doing that, you'll have like the seamless tuck that I've been kind of trying to get here. So here's where, if you are a brunette girl like me, this can be a really good piece for you. And if you're blonde, you can pull this off too. Because if you have bio hair, like I have sticking out, the dark rooting that they have everywhere means that when I go to do an ear tuck with my natural dark bio hair, it looks almost seamless. And that's a really nice feature to have. But if I were to go for a completely blonde piece without any rooting, I would have to hide my bio hair, or when I do that ear tuck, it would look really, really silly. There would be too much of a contrast, but I can get away with it because Uniwigs has done this job with the rooting, which I think is really fun and, you know, gives a lot of flexibility. So consider getting dimension if that's the case. Now, I don't know if I said it, and if I didn't, this is the color called Champagne Luxe. And that's the one that will have this rooting along with the beigey blonde and the ice blonde. So I'm going to do a full turn so you can see this piece on my left side and my right side. So this is my left. This is my right. And from the back, she's holding a curl absolutely beautifully. She comes fully curled, which I love. And she also comes pre-cut, so you don't need to take her to a stylist. And, you know, Uniwigs is really good about supporting the idea of getting your pieces tailored to you, getting them customized. But I know for some of us, it's just not possible. We don't have a stylist we can trust to do the cuts and the colors. And so I love when you can get something that is ready to go out of the box. And that's what we've got with Charlotte. She's got some layers in there. She's come pre-colored and just ready to go. And for me, that's optimal because I just don't have that person in my life that I can take an expensive piece to and say, hey, please do all the things to her. So I think Uniwigs really nailed it in terms of the style and in terms of the cut that they gave her. She's just super wearable and I think super flattering for a whole host of people because of the different colors that you have in here. You have the cool, you have the warmer tone, you have like the ash, you just got it all. And so somebody should find a bit of their own coloring in here somehow. And that I think really gives sort of like a universally flattering kind of color. So big fan of this one. I'm not exactly sure how she would wash. A lot of Uniwigs pieces are made with Burmese hair. I'm not sure about this one, but it does say that it is Remy hair, so it should wash nicely for you. And even if it does wash with a wave, in my experience, that gives it even more of a natural look. And then of course, using heat styling tools, you should be able to curl it back to the original style that you had it in. So if you have any questions about this piece or any other by Uniwigs, please drop it in the comments below, or you want to talk hair loss or anything like that, please also drop that in the comments below. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. And if I don't know the answer, I'll point you in the direction of the person who can. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Uniwigs for sending this over on loan. I'm sad to send her back. I obviously will not be keeping her, even if I could, because she's not the right size for me, but she certainly is beautiful and is giving me hopes about becoming a blonde one day without frying my hair the way I did in my early 20s. So this is a really good one to consider. And please let me know if you decide to pick her up.